Hey there, Internet. Tatiana Brown here. It's day 6 of this project. This is like the 9th take of this video, and it's driving me crazy, so we're hoping that we can get through it this time so that I can not think about filming myself for the rest of the day, which would be amazing. I am recording for you all while sitting in my bathtub, because try it though I might, my bathroom is still the place where I have the best ideas, or the highest concentration of good ideas, like for the amount of time that I'm actually in here. Everywhere in the world is very loud aside from this room, so like all of the background noise you're hearing, this is the best I could do. So by hiding in the bathroom, I'm making you a video. I hope that's as entertaining to you as it is to me. I wanted to talk today about a very dear friend of mine who wrote to me to tell me that she didn't have anything that she wanted to hear me. She couldn't think of anything for me to talk about in these videos, and in explaining why she couldn't think of anything for me to talk about in these videos, she gave me something to talk about in these videos. So somebody that I love very much wrote to say that she is 3 months pregnant, which is very exciting. She's already a mom, but that means there's going to be more tiny people in the world who, you know, get to have her as a mom, and that makes me really excited, and it makes me really excited to get to meet her new progeny. That came out sounding much more clinical than I meant it, but she's like really good at having like smart, beautiful, loving kids. So yay, good thing happening in the world. Boo, terrible thing. She's the kind of pregnant she is the kind where it sucks, and she's like feeling pukey and like she's been, you know, hijacked by an alien parasite all the time. And that sounds terrible and just the worst. And I'm really sad to hear that that's what's happened for my friend. And so, dear friend, if you ever get the chance to watch this, I'm really sorry you feel like crap right now. It stinks. And I love you, and thank you for writing back. I'm glad we're friends. But another thing that she said is a thing that I wanted to think about with you all today, which is that people keep trying to comfort her around the fact that she's, you know, feeling violently ill constantly and having a terrible pregnancy by informing her that Kate Middleton, who is, I had to look this up, a royal person in the UK. I don't think about these things very often because I don't know, I just don't. But Kate Middleton is also pregnant and is having a difficult time and is due around the same time, and people keep saying this to my friend as though that's going to make her feel better. And I think that points out something that's really human and interesting, which is that when people are having experiences that we can't immediately relate to, like a personal kind of grief or loss or sickness or just, you know, some kind of trouble, like I think it's really human for us to all want to connect and try and comfort the person by making them feel less alone. Like, oh, I know what it's like, I've had, or like, oh, you know, that's something that happens, this has also happened to someone else. And I've seen that happen with like, oh, like you've experienced the loss of a loved one, like a mom or a dad or, you know, a spouse, and I've seen people, I've also felt the urge to do it, so it's not like I'm judging other people for doing it, but like, be like, oh wow, that sucks, yeah, I had a breakup last month, that was really hard, and just try and, we find ourselves comparing losses as though that was a relevant idea, when actually, like, I'm trying to practice this myself, and I think it's useful. I think sometimes the kindest and most compassionate and useful thing you can do for a person is just admit that you don't know what it is they felt or how they're living through the thing that they're living through. Like just being able to be like, yeah, I see you. I see that's really hard. I don't know how I would do what you're doing, and if there's any way I can be helpful, I'd like to. And I'm sorry that that's what you're going through. Like when we can say that instead of trying to make the other person's pain relatable, or not even just pain, but like the other person's experience relatable or equivalent, if we can just instead look at where the other person is and be like, yeah, I see you. That's difficult. Or I am doing the best I can to understand. I feel like that can make a person feel, in my experience, when I've been dealing with like grief or pain or something like that, that's been a thing that's made me feel a lot better, and that I think feels better in general. Unless, and this is the only other thing on that, in that department, like if you've actually gone through a similar loss, like somebody just lost someone they love very much. I remember watching a friend of mine talk to another friend they were both part of jokingly what they were calling the Dead Mom Club, which is a pretty terrifying loss, you know, like that's awful. And like person one who had like recently experienced it had shared that was what was going on, and person two was like, yeah, I've had that happen. And I remember watching the two of them relate, and it was clear that part of it was just talking about how do you survive? Like, how did you do it? How can we be less alone together in that process? And I think that's different when it's not equating, but like being like, yep, me too, and being able to share around that. This video is the longest thing I think I'm ever going to record for this. I'm so sorry it's super long. Thank you for listening. If you have more suggestions or ideas, please email me them or send them as comments, and we'll probably talk more tomorrow. Okay, bye.